The deployments were stressful. I noticed a big change about 18 months ago when I received another concussion. I was hit in the head with a tool, a hammer. Things started to change for me at that time, noticing that I had troubles communicating and having troubles remembering things, and also I was extremely fatigued.
He couldn't really concentrate very well. He seemed to get confused really easily. He seemed to be easy to anger, easily irritated, which is all pretty much opposite of what he was before.
The issue in and of itself is very pervasive because you have an injury that people can't see. Unfortunately, the majority of our veterans who are coming home like this are being told that there is no treatment and there is no cure. What we saw on Roger's brain scan was that he had limited blood flow to the area where he was hit in the head with the hammer, which was in his frontal lobe, which also impacted different thought mechanisms, impulse control, things like that.
I had a couple of, I guess, I don't know what else to call them, crazy encounters with law enforcement. I was losing my temper and saying things that I really regretted later, that I didn't understand why I was doing that. I think that completely made me slide what was ever left on my cracker off. I thought I was going to kill myself.
In 2012, there were 349 military suicides. That's one every 25 hours.
Well, I've been fascinated by your observations at Sarascan.
We looked at the area of his brain that was injured, and then he began the protocol. 12 weeks, very intensive treatment. The first month was 3 times a week. He would travel down to Colorado Springs, where the providing clinician's located. He would go through his 30 minutes of physical fitness. Then he would meet with the clinician for 1 hour for his cognitive behavioral therapy, and then he would undergo 28 minutes of the near-infrared treatment.
The infrared light would release the nitric oxide from the red blood cells at the site of treatment. Nitric oxide actually dilates blood vessels and improves blood flow.
Around the 6-week mark, Roger was having significant improvements.
I saw a dramatic change.
The ability to think logically, in sequence, to be able to sleep.
He doesn't get angry like he did before.
Roger's improvement, which also included a decrease in his suicidal thoughts, were congruent and parallel to the results that were seen with the initial patient.
When you re-imaged those brains, you found a remarkable decrease in the amount of damage, if you will, to the brain. And attributing this to infrared light therapy was an easy guess for me.
The results that we got with the first patient were dramatic enough that the medical professionals questioned if it was the same brain. It was the same brain. The treatment and the results were just dramatic enough that we have continued to fight for this for the last 2 years. I would like this to be a treatment accepted across the board by medical providers, by the military, as a way to address an injury that people can't see.
The beauty of what these first 2 warfighters and the treatments that we've instituted in them with near-infrared light therapy has shown is that even though the injury happened several years ago, within 12 weeks, major changes in blood flow within the brain are documentable.
I feel a lot better than I did 6 months ago. I feel a lot of the old Roger's back.
He's back to the man that I married, so that's good. The person I know that he is.
I feel so much better today, and I believe it's to the program.